welcome to the first video of the year. I'm very happy to be filming today. I intended to film this, to record this video before and share it with you before, but I started the year with a boring cold and I was really not feeling like myself enough to film. So I decided to postpone it, and now I'm happy to be back. I have prepared some very nice things to share with you today. I'm going to be showing you my favorite watercolor discoveries of 2023. These are paints that I bought. Probably shared all of those with you in separate different videos. Here you have a playlist for handmade watercolors, a playlist for swatching videos. I can leave a card here if you want to see these in detail, but I'm gonna be sharing here what were my favorites. These are colors that I really liked when I swatched. Some of them I've used more than others, but independent of the use, these are the ones that I really like to find out about in 2023. Apart from the watercolors, there will be also some brief comments on other materials that I really used a lot last year. But before I start, as usual, I'd like to thank everyone for following me here, for encouraging me to continue making these videos for you, leaving your lovely comments. I really appreciate, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. This will really help the channel a lot. Leave your comment, like, all of that. Now let's start, shall we? I'll start talking about the type of colors that I'll share here. I did this little swatch sheet. I thought it would be fun to draw little stamps because I've been working a bit with colored pencils in the past week, and I drew these little stamps. Haven't finished yet. We see there's some space left here. So I found they were so fun to draw that I thought, why not to create little stamps for this swatch sheet. So I just drew the shapes with a pencil very loosely, and I used this art graph soluble graphite to do the shadows. And this is a paper from Choosy Keeping. I think it's called Aquarello. I bought it 2 years ago when I went to London. It's not one of my favorite papers because it doesn't take a lot of water, but I think for the swatching it will be fine. And I'll be using this little flat brush here. This is a Royal Langnickel brush that came in a set a long time ago. I believe I got this. And I'll be sharing here, they are mostly handmade watercolors. I think that if you go through my YouTube videos for last year, you'll see that was the year of handmade. It all started when I got a bit of extra cash and I just went berserk buying handmade watercolors left and right. And after this, I just kept buying more from different vendors, different sellers. I really enjoy buying handmade watercolors. So last year it was really like a handmade year. I got also some how can I say, commercial watercolors. I have here some from Roman Schmoll that are in the list, but most of them are handmade. I'm gonna start with Deep Light. I have these colors from Deep Light. I actually have another one that is in another palette, but the first one I'm going to be sharing here, that is the reason why I decided to get Deep Light in the first place, is Masha's green. This green that looks more like a yellow here, it's a very bright kind of olive green, and this really caught my eye when I saw it. When I saw this color on their website, I knew I needed to get it, and it's still my favorite from the ones I got from them. Look how gorgeous is that. I really, really like. I'm gonna dilute it a bit here at the end. Maybe I'll try zooming in a little bit so you can see it better. Here you go. So you can see here there's a lovely texture as well. It's very subtle. I'll show you as usual all the close-ups once they are dry. Now I think I'm going by color instead of by brand. The next color is by Roman Schmoll, and it's a new color that was released last year, and it's also from a similar I would say the same family as this, but I'm curious to see beside this one, because this Roman Schmoll color has a bit more dimension, in a sense. It has color separation, and this is Autumn Green. It's a really beautiful mix of green, and you can see the color separation when you dilute it. Let's see if I can manage to show it here. Not sure if I can show the color separation here. Maybe I'll try dropping some water here to encourage the color separation. I can see a bit of yellow already at the top, but we'll let this dry and we'll see in the end how it looks. The next one, it's one of, if not my favorite handmade watercolor brand. This is Hungry for Paint, and I really love their colors. They are very beautiful. They are full of character and texture. I have another green to share with you. This is from the collection called Mushroom Garden. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 color collection, and it's a gorgeous collection. It's, I think, if not my favorite, one of my favorite ever palettes that they release. It's a really nice color selection, and it was hard for me to not share the whole palette because all of them are gorgeous, but some of them really caught my eye. And the first is a green as well, and it's called Green Russula or Russula. I'm not sure which one is the correct one. Kind of like a dark brown olive type of green, and it has granulation and it has a bit of color separation, and it's really gorgeous. I cannot wait to do some painting with this color again. I'll dilute it so you can see a bit better. It looks like some ordinary color, right, when you put it on paper, but I hope, despite this paper not being very textured, I hope that when it dries you'll be able to see better what I'm talking about when I talk about the texture. Another dark earthy green from yet another seller that I discovered last year. It was the first time I bought from them. This is Poems About You. I bought a few colors from them, and the favorite one, it's a green very similar to this, at least as far as I remember, and it's called Florentine Green. Poems About You is another lovely brand that has many different choices between convenience colors and mineral pigments, and has some unusual or rare pigments as well. I love their paints, the one that I got, and I couldn't recommend more. I would love to try some more colors at some point. As you can see, this one, it's kind of a brownish green. It's very similar now looking at it, only that the Hungry for Paint one looks a bit darker and these look a bit brownier, a bit earthier, but they're very similar. Next is another deep light. This one you can see that I used quite extensively. I have a painting, I did all the part of the foreground using this color. I'm gonna see if I manage to put it here on the screen and you'll see. It's River. It's this beautiful dark greenish teal. It's very rich, as you can see here. I'm trying to dilute it, but I really need to remove a bit more of the paint. It also has some texture and is a beautiful muted tone. I have here custom palette of colors I brought with me during Christmas time. I put together some colors that I was enjoying. One of these is from Rosa Gallery, that is an Ukrainian brand of watercolors. I have a few colors from them. I can also make a video about their watercolors, the ones that I have tried. If you're interested, let me know in the comments. And this is one of the colors that I really enjoy using, and I saw myself going for it many times. You can see it has already some indentation. This is Quinacridone Gold. It's convenience color, it's a mix, and I really love the way it's kind of a reminds me a bit of the Aussie Red Gold. It's this kind of earthy orange, but can be luminous, but at the same time it can be dark as well. And it is quite opaque if used a mastone, as you can see here. It also reminds me a bit of another color I really like from Schminka. It's called Golden Brown. It's very similar, it's a bit less yellow, the Golden Brown, but you see here that diluted, it has a beautiful luminous golden color because it has nickel azo yellow on it. So you see the beautiful range of tones you get with this color. Next one is yet from another seller, which I started using in 2023, and this is Jakar Creation. These are watercolors made in India by Trupti, which is very they are very nice. Trupti is very lovely and very helpful. They are currently having now some grab bags for sale. I'm not sure if when this video will be live they will still be available, but I left a comment in the community section of the channel a few days ago, so you could check that out if you're interested in trying their watercolors. They are really lovely. The one that I'll be sharing here, it's one of my favorite ochres. I fell in love with it when I saw it in the palette. I got, I think was called the Cityscape or Urban Palette or something like that. I'm gonna leave the name here when I'll be editing. It's a very beautiful ochre. It's yellow oxide. I apologize if I'm over talkative today. It's been a while I don't record. The last time I had recorded a video was before Christmas, so I'm a bit out of shape, I confess. And I guess when I am a bit anxious or not sure or insecure, I started chatting non-stop. So I try to minimize the blabbering over here, but it will get better as I get back into the recording vibe, I suppose. So you can see here, this is a very, very beautiful ochre by Jakar Creation. It's transparent, and I really love this tone. It's kind of a mustardy type of ochre. It's a very lovely tone. And then I have yet another ochre from Jakar Creation as well, and this, it's a bit darker, and this is called Verona Yellow. I'm just making sure I'm looking at the right one here. I'm gonna put it over here. This is also very transparent, and this is a bit more earthy, like raw sienna type of color. Really lovely as well. So you see, so far it has a nice, I have a nice mix here of colors. The only more similar ones are the Florentine green and Russula green from Hungry for Paint. Here I have the only two paints on this list. These are Wallace and Seymour watercolors. I was finally able to try these last year. They are quite hard to get if you're not in the UK or in the US. I was able to find a lovely seller here in Ireland that had some old stock, and I have a few videos here where I'm swatching these colors. I also leave a card here if everything goes well when I'm editing. And although all of the colors are really, really lovely, I think that I was really particularly excited about these two, and I may have a third one afterwards, we'll see. And this is the Hangman's ochre, so yet another ochre, and the Terra Rosa Lavena Monte Amiata. So let's swatch here the ochre. I'm gonna try to swatch straight into the paper. The particular thing about Wallace and Seymour colors is that they all they tend to have, the one that are mineral at least, they tend to have a lot of texture. You will see what I'm talking about here, and they are more muted tones, natural colors, a bit more grounded. So you see, of course they also have synthetic pigments, but I think that the unique colors, the thing about them that is more unique to me at least, is their mineral pigments, like this one. we'll see when it dries, but I can show you already here. You can see that there's these speckles of color, and it's a really, really nice tone. The other tone I have is the Terra Rosa, that I don't know how to describe, but it's a kind of a more kind of a raw sienna, but a bit more orangey, I would say. Maybe I didn't put enough paint. These tubes are like little jewels because they are hard to get, and they're also not super cheap. So even when I had some tubes that had hardened paint, I opened the metal tube and I managed to scoop the paint out and transfer into a plastic palette to use as a half pan. I'm not gonna waste one 1 milliliter of paint if I can. So this is Terra Rosa. Next I have another Hungry for Paint color, Bark. This is from a collection called Into the Woods. I got this in quarter pan size, which is a bit smaller than the regular half pan. It's half a half pan, and that's an option for you also if you'd like to try Hungry for Paint watercolors and you're not sure. She also releases sometimes the same set in half pan and quarter pan, but if you see it, I would advise take it as soon as you decide, because as soon as you see it rather, because these sell out pretty quickly. They are more limited than the half pans. They are also less expensive, so if you ever come across a quarter pan set that you like, just go for it. And this Bark is another color that is granulating and has a bit of color separation as well. It's this very beautiful, rich, dark brown. I think that the unique selling point from Hungry for Paint is really the earthiness of their colors and the texture. From all the colors that I try, they always have some degree of texture, of granulation, color separation. There's a lot of character in their colors. So if you like this type of paint with this mineral look and aspect, I couldn't recommend more. She actually has a new set coming tonight, and I told myself I didn't need to buy any more new paints, but then she released a blue set with a cobalt turquoise that I haven't seen in any of her previous sets ever, and I love so much of her paints that I said, okay, I'll break the rule for now, and I'll try and get this blue set because it's one of my favorite colors, and I cannot wait to see how her version of it performs. Let's see, number 12, another Hungry for Paint color. This is again from the same set as Green Russula, is the Mushroom set, and it's a black color, which I'm really not I'm usually not much into blacks, but this became my favorite black. I don't know why. I really like this black. And the first time I swatched it, I had this idea that's still on my mind because I haven't put it into practice yet. I love watching birds, and one of my favorite birds to watch are magpies, even though they're big bullies. If you have magpies where you live, you know what I'm talking about. But I love their black and white feathers, and I thought this is a perfect color to paint a magpie. So I still have plans of painting a magpie using this beautiful black over here. Let's see what is the next one. Number 13 is another Rosa Gallery color, and this has been very well loved, as you see here. I used it quite extensively last year. It's a mixed color, and it came the second half of the year. They released some granulating watercolors, and because Rosa Gallery is so affordable, I decided to try a few to see how they were, and I really love this one. This is cobalt gray. It's obviously a mix, but it has a beautiful color separation and granulation. When you use it a bit more diluted, you see it has a really beautiful texture. I got, I think, another one from this granulating new colors they released, but this is surely my favorite. Painted a bit out of the border over here, but we'll keep going. Now I will jump into a red color, and this is from Roman Schmall. And I found this out at the very end of the year, but it was still 2023, so I'm including it in here because I absolutely love this color and I used it a lot in my Christmas paintings. If you go check my Instagram account, you'll see that I painted a few Christmas stuff and I shared it there. And I used this color a lot for this, and I absolutely love it. It's became one of my favorite reds. And this is called Anthraquinone Scarlet. I did it. I managed to say it. It's this beautiful, vibrant red, kind of orangey red. And diluted, it becomes super beautiful. I really enjoyed using this diluted for rosy cheeks when I was painting characters. If I have some pictures, I'm gonna put here on the screen for you to see. It has this very beautiful tone when it's diluted, kind of a corally red. I really like it. I have to say, I think I found out about this color because I was watching one of Aliona Creates videos. I'm gonna leave her handle here on the screen. And I think she got this color from Daniel Smith or Core, I'm not sure, and she mentioned it. If you ever watch this, thank Aliona for sharing about this color because it was a great discovery. Let's continue with another red. I have from Deep Light. It's called Gerda's Pink. It's a mix, and this, I don't believe they have the pigments on the website for this one, but it's a very beautiful, also kind of a corally color. And it's transparent and it has a beautiful texture as well. Sorry, I had just noticed I had one missing square over here for my swatches, so I have to do a quick adjustment here on my swatches, so I drew an extra one here, and I just touched my swatch by accident, so there is that. I'll try to fix it a little bit over here. Okay, so I have 3 colors left. One of them is a third Wallace & Seymour color. This is called Blue John. It's another mineral pigment. It has a bit of binder separation, so I'll need to mix it a little bit. I hope it shows well here on this swatch. It was quite liquid. It's a very subtle kind of a purplish gray. Another color that I have here in my Christmas palette and I really enjoy using is an essay color called, let me check again, Cold Forest. It's a dark blue and I've used it a lot as well. It's a very beautiful color, either in matte tone or diluted. It's kind of a dark purple gray. And last but not least, I have an A Gallo from the third Naturale palette that I also shared here on the channel. I'm gonna try to remember to leave a link here if you are interested in seeing this video. And this, I mean, this palette is gorgeous. I really loved it. But from all the colors here, the one that struck me the most when I swatched it was this Icelandic Red Earth. It's a very pale, very light mineral color, but it has a beautiful texture. It reminds me a lot of this type of paint that Wallace & Seymour make. It's a very unique tone. I don't think I can compare to anything that I own. So here you have them. I'm gonna let them dry a little bit, and while they're dry I'm gonna share a bit more about other things that I used a lot during the year and I think it may be useful for you too. One of these, I just drew it here. I am going to paint it a bit later. Is this sharpener over here is a bullet sharpener by Mobius and Rupert is the name. It's a German brand. And I confess I had seen other people using it, but I thought, what's so special about a sharpener, right? And I saw this in the local art shop here close to my house, and I thought I'll give it a try, why not? It's a very space-saving little sharpener, and I really love it. It became my most used sharpener ever because it's very sharp. It sharpens well all my brands of pencils, which is not the case for other sharpeners I tried. For example, Prismacolor, I found them quite difficult to sharpen depending on the sharpener you use, and this one works great. And another advantage is that they also sell the spare blades, from the same brand, so you can just remove the screw and replace them. I just bought a set of replacement blades for mine, and it's a very well made sharpener. It's quite heavy in the hand, which I find it's good to give you some grip as well. So I really recommend this little fellow over here if you are into using pencils for your art. Another great discovery I had last year, and I've used this a lot and I didn't expect, is this Transon Brushes. This is a little set of, I think were 9 brushes or something like that. I got off of Amazon during the Prime Week. They have these on sale and they were extremely cheap. They were under €10, I think. At the time they had some extra discount, so I didn't expect anything from them. I thought they would be the type of brush that you use, you know, without taking too much care, but they are super good and they keep a good point, but they are not extremely soft, so you can get a lot of detail, and I like them for making little dots or circles like this, for example. Some other brushes I don't manage to do it because they're so soft that it goes all over the place. So I really enjoyed this set. The last time I checked for my Christmas gift suggestion, the gift guide, they were unfortunately sold out here on the Amazon UK, but they were available in the US. I will check it again, and when I share the video, whatever is available, I'm gonna leave a link below in the description. Just keep in mind all the links I leave there for Amazon are affiliate links, so if you use to buy anything off of Amazon, I get a small commission, which helps me to get more things here to share with you on the channel. So this is the set of brushes that I really enjoy. And last but not least, paper. I've been sharing this already, I think, since the beginning of the channel. I've used maybe 3 of them already. This must be the 4th one. I really love this Bockingford fat pad paper. It's not extremely expensive, it's not cotton paper, but it's a cellulose paper that behaves very well for wet techniques. I've done even negative painting with multiple layers on this paper, and it took it very well. And something I also liked about this paper is that you can use it both sides. So you can see here a little Christmas painting I did on this side, and then I did another Christmas painting here on the other side. So you can see that it takes very well. It has a lovely texture, so you can use your watercolors, and it's really good for watercolors that have granulation as well. It shows them very nicely. So if you are in Europe or in the UK, I think it will be easier to find it here than in the US, and I really like this brand of paper. So just give me a few minutes to let them finish drying, and then I'll come back with the close-up. So I'm back with all the swatches. They have dried now. I also took the time to title all of the colors. I'll pass it very slowly so you can check it better. So here they are, like I showed you. Here you can see now the autumn green have this beautiful, beautiful color separation between the golden yellow of the nickel azo yellow and the dark green. You have also some nice texture here on the Florentine green, remind me a bit of Van Dyke brown texture. Same for the Russula, has beautiful granulation. Here on Wallace and Seymour you have these speckles, a bit here as well, and you also have a very, very nice texture in the Icelandic red from A Gallo. One thing I have to notice is that in the Blue John you saw in the beginning I had a bit of binder separation, so this caused this little stain here at the middle. And that's it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you like these colors? Have you tried any of them? Which one you like the most? Or do you have your favorites to share with me? Please let me know. I'm always very curious to know what you think in the comments. And I hope to see you very soon. Bye!